everywhere, friends of urban sketchers. We are live today, and we're talking to two of really inspiring people. So hopefully you're here to hear from them. They're both USK instructors. And I am just so excited because today I realized that this event, that the symposium that we've been waiting for the last, 3 years, it seems like an eternity, is finally almost here. We're about 2.5 months away, so we are getting ready. We are trying to get the last details in order with a fantastic team of volunteers all over the world and especially in Oakland. Talking about her workshop, talking about what she'll be sharing, and there she is. She barely needs any introduction. Hi, Stephanie.
Hi, Rita.
This is your, what number symposium is it going to be for you?
It's going to be my 7th. Well, it's my 8th that I've attended, 7th that I've taught something at.
Yes, fantastic. And how do you feel about it?
I'm so excited. I really feel honored to get to do it. It's, it's an amazing event. It's just so much energy and different people from different places, and you make friends that you keep for life. I mean, it's amazing to have this sort of built-in friend network. It's incredible.
Yes.
And it's inspiring and intimidating at the same time too.
Yes, absolutely. Mm-hmm. We have a lot of people joining us.
Oh, hi, Janice.
Hello. Hi, Janice. Hi, Christina. I saw some other hellos there. So we're getting really close, and we just wanted to get a little taste of what you'll be bringing to us all the way to New Zealand.
Yeah.
A place
all the way.
So far and so exotic.
Yeah, it's a long way to go for a lot of people. Oh, hi, Angela.
But it will be so worth it. So if you're still thinking about joining us, you have some time. Last I checked, the ticket prices are actually a little cheaper than they used to be. So maybe check one more time. There's still a few passes to be sold. So hopefully you can just make that decision on the fly and come to New Zealand and talk to Stephanie. You will be right next to her, right there.
And smell me. Yeah, great.
Okay. Anyway, where were we?
Yeah.
So Stephanie, show us some of your sketches. Just I was looking at your Instagram the other day, and it's always so fantastic and so inspiring to see your work. So
thank you. Well, there are so many amazing sketchers out there. I just, I'm thrilled I get to even go to this symposium, but I will talk about what I'm going to do because I'm excited about this workshop, and it's called Soaring Spaces, and we got special permission to do the workshop inside St. Paul's Church, which is very near the Symposium hub, and I'm really excited about it. So it's great. It's so nice of them to give us permission. But I figured I would show some sketches because it's become a thing for me to sketch inside churches, and it came about because I would be in these very hot places and just absolutely exhausted. So I would go into a cool, dark, quiet church and sit there and draw. And it was, there are magical moments. It's just like the stillness of the church, and it was very restorative, and it was a good perspective challenge too, which is what I'm going to teach. So this is the first time that I did that kind of a sketch. This was in Civita di Bagnoregio, Italy, where I teach every year.
This one? And it's a classic. I was telling Stephanie that I show that to my students as sort of
that's incredible. And I love it because it's like I feel like I'm in the space. And so when I do these sketches, I always start with a simple shape. So here you can see this shape is the first thing I drew that I started, and then I locate my vanishing point because everything's vanishing to it. All these parallel lines are vanishing, coming together at one point, and then I draw my eye level line in, and those are the 3 steps that give me the foundation, the good bones, I like to call it.
Yes.
Of actually every sketch I do, but these sketches in particular, because they can get a little complicated because of the structure, and a lot of them are based on arch shapes. So I'm also going to talk about arches. But I love this type of, it has a lot of emotional connection to me.
Yeah, those types of drawings are incredibly difficult because you're dealing with a scale, you're dealing with the main space and the openings into the other space. So you have to kind of make sense of all of the spaces in your 2-dimensional drawing.
Yeah.
And you convey so perfectly kind of the feel of that there are separate spaces, and you have a very clear, I've taken your workshop, you have a very clear way of explaining how to approach something so complicated.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, I love teaching, and I love getting to do this. I'll also be talking about what makes something into a 3-point perspective with these verticals that are angled and how I draw those. And that's, to me, the best part, is because it makes you feel like you're in the space. And that's exactly what I'm trying to capture is
absolutely
being in that space. Ooh, it's getting washed out.
The scale of this kind of soaring spaces, as you call them. Let's see something else.
All right, this is a crazy one that I did. This is in Orvieto, Italy, and oh my gosh, I don't know what I was thinking. I had to do it really quickly because the taxi was going to come pick me up. But this is another one.
It took you like 10 minutes.
No. But I did have to do it really fast, and there's minimal color. And then you can really see the same concept in this one. This is actually not a church. It's it's the library reading room at the University of Washington. But it has the same concept in that it starts with a big shape, and then I locate the vanishing point where those lines come together down here right at my eye level. And then to give that feeling of looking up as it comes, like the center part is a straight on perspective, but towards the edges, like where my peripheral vision is, then I start to angle those verticals, and it really helps give that sense of looking up into the soaring spaces.
Yeah.
And then I have another one. I'm going quickly because I know we don't have too much time. But this is one I just did in Mexico. And this one probably doesn't look so exciting, on a camera, but in person, it has so much detail and stuff in it that I really love. And for me, I work in pencil with 2B lead in it, so it's nice and soft and dark. And then I really put a minimal amount of color over it because I don't want to obliterate the pencil lines. I love the pencil work. I love pencils.
Your color just serves to kind of make sense of the space.
That's a great way to put it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
As a student of your work and an instructor myself, yes, it's perfect. It's the perfect amount that makes you realize the scale of it, how the space is organized.
Yeah.
And where are we right now? If you want to check out this one, it's been recently posted on Stephanie's Instagram. So I was drooling over it.
Oh my gosh, thank you. This is in Rome. And again, it was boiling hot out. So I went inside this church and I thought, okay, I'm going to draw it. I love the challenge. Oh, somebody just asked the size. This is on a paper that you can't really buy anymore, unfortunately. And I have to come up with an alternative. This is a fluid watercolor block, and the size of all these drawings I'm showing you are 8 inches by 16 inches, so they're pretty big.
Oh wow, they are huge. Yeah.
So it takes a while to fill a 16-inch piece of paper.
Yeah.
It's big. But this is a church in Rome, and I love how you can see everything down at the floor level, but also all the way up to the little cupola at the top.
Yeah.
And into the dome. And gosh, I don't know. They're really, really fun to draw. I have another one. This one's
when I look at these drawings, I kind of have this feeling of taking my head up to the sky.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about them, how you get this this kind of intuitive motion that we have when we're in a church like that, in a space like that just makes us feel so tiny.
Yeah. I mean, that was the intent, right? That's exactly why they designed these spaces the way they did. It was to make us feel tiny but lifted and inspired. So I loved just the challenge of drawing in these spaces. So
yes. And they keep you cool.
And they keep you cool. And then I feel I can actually walk again afterwards, because it's so nice to sit. And the churches are always really nice. I pull out my paints and paint in the church. The only problem is sometimes it's really dark. So I can't always see what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'll walk out and the colors are completely different than what
Well, you keep it simple, so you never, I never look at your drawing and all of a sudden see some, I don't know, turquoise or something that does not belong there.
Yeah, I have a palette, I have to say. So. Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, I have you asked, we talked about materials. This is my favorite brush that I use.
The favorite question from everybody. What do you use?
Yeah.
What magic tool makes me draw like Stephanie? And here's the answer.
Oh. You know what else I use? It's a good thing I'm sitting in my office. I use a straight edge, and that really helps me speed up and get those long lines accurately and quickly. And I keep thinking that I'm going to get kicked out of Urban Sketcher someday because I use a straight edge.
Straight edge. It's allowed. It's allowed. It's allowed.
Thank you. But this is the Escoda. I love the Escoda travel brushes. I think they're just objects of great beauty. And this is the one I use the most, size 12 Perla. It's a synthetic bristle brush. Now they've redesigned the point.
Oh, they have.
So they have, and I'm not sure that I like it as much. This is my old one, although I have probably 10 of them. And then I use just a mechanical pencil with 2B lead.
Pencil. Yeah. Look at that. Those two things, a few paints. We're gonna keep it a secret. So we just have a few more minutes, and if you're joining us for this live interview, please ask some questions. Stephanie's right here, and
in blustery Seattle, which you're not far away in blustery Portland, probably.
Yes, no, it's brutal. It's brutal here, but it could be worse. And next we're traveling to talk to Darman, who's near Bali. He's in this tropical paradise.
He is
fantastic.
He might be my current favorite sketcher in the world.
So I got a question here. Do you get scared before painting such spaces?
Do I get what?
Scared.
Scared. No.
You get scared, Stephanie.
I do in almost every sketch I do, about a third of the way or half the way into it, I freak out and I think, what was I thinking? Because I always bite off more than I can chew. And I'm like, you idiot, why are you like doing all this? Like setting yourself up for failure. But I just, push on through. And then by the end, by the time you get some of those dark bits in, it suddenly pops pops at the end. And then even if I don't like it that much at the time, I look at it a week later and I'm like, that's not so bad.
I always feel like
a month
sketches
later,
are like
I'm like, darn,
Polaroids.
this is pretty good.
Yeah, I always feel like your drawings are kind of like Polaroids. They need time to develop. When you first finish them, it's not very clear what it's going to end up being. But then once you kind of give it some time,
then you realize it's not so bad after all.
Yeah. Eileen is saying that you always pull it off. I agree.
That's because I've sat next to Eileen and sketched.
She will pull it off, even if a taxi is waiting and it's hot. And
she's heard me in my moments of panic too. So yeah,
Eileen knows the secret.
Everybody panics. That's another thing about the symposium, I have to say, is like, there's so many people around you encouraging you, and it's interesting that it's a solitary activity because no one else is drawing your drawing for you, but you're part of a group and you get energy from that group. I mean, it's a really weird, in a way, phenomenon, but it's I don't know. It's really, people who go to symposiums vow to go every year because it's just an amazing experience.
Absolutely. Okay, one more question I just saw, and that is a very, very common question I get it all the time. How long does it take you, Stephanie, from start to finish? From the time you open your stool to the time you run out to get your taxi?
I would say about an hour and a half, including color, which the color is the fast part at the end. I can work faster and I can work sketchier, but I settle into a natural rhythm and like a flow, and then I just work at that pace until I finish it. I try and work a little faster at the end because when you work fast, it infuses the sketch with energy, and so all totaled, and I would say an hour and a half on average. Maybe could be less, could be more. Some people spend forever on their sketches, do 4-hour sketches. I could never do that.
All right, one more question and then we're going to let you go because we have Darman.
I know, I want to watch him too. He's fantastic.
So do you, this is from KKR Explores Art. Do you prefer to start in one spot on the paper and build from there? Or do you mostly lay out some anchor points and build the whole thing at once?
Well, anyone who has any of my books knows it's 2. I block out all the big shapes within the first 3 minutes or so. At least I try and do it in 3 minutes. And so that I call it creating a roadmap, because then I know everything will fit on the page. I know that the top of the tower isn't going to be, like off the paper. And I can kind of see where I'm going to go. And so I block out all the shapes first. And I think that's very common for an architect brain, to see it that way. I've noticed that a lot of people trained in art, in fact, start with a point and then kind of fully render it and do what I call grow their sketches. And I think that's actually really difficult to do. I really, I admire the Paul Heastons of the world that can do that. And but I can't. I like kind of blocking everything out and seeing where it's all going to go, and then working it in layers and filling it in with detail at the end.
Yeah, it seems like you always approach your drawing with a plan. You laying the groundwork first, and then you know where it's going to go from there.
Yeah, except I don't always know. I mean, I get into the middle of it, and I can get lost too. I just, try not to panic. and carry on until it's
Breathe, keep calm,
Indeed.
and carry on.
Indeed.
We'll
And
work
next
hard
time we
together.
should talk about your wonderful sketches, Rita.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I will be in New Zealand as an organizer, as a board member. So I will be doing a demo, but not teaching a workshop. So the spotlight right now is on a wonderful workshop instructor.
Wow.
So excited to
nice.
have you.
Oh, thank you.
To see you.
Yeah, thank you.
And
are you going to interview more instructors? I'm assuming yes.
Yes. We're going to be talking to as many as we can. So join us.
Eileen, don't panic button. That's great.
Yeah.
Thanks, Eileen. I'll take one of those.
All right.
Anyway, thank you so much.
Thank
this was fun to do.
Thanks,
I look forward to seeing, conversations with other instructors, because that lineup is fantastic. I only wish I could take their workshops. That's the only problem with teaching.
That is,
you don't get to take the workshops. Yeah. But I love Darman. He's incredible. I'm going to be watching,
yes,
watching what he has.
Speaking of Darman, I'm going to start searching for his names so that we can have him. Thank you so much, Stephanie. It was fantastic too.
Thanks, Rita.
See you.
Care.
Ciao.
See you in Auckland.
See you in Auckland. Yeah.
Oh.
Hello, Rita. Stephanie.
Oh,
we're both here. How does that work? Should I sign out somehow? Hi, Darman.
Hi, Steph. Hi.
I got you. You are a master.
I know. If you're joining us live, I just finished talking to Stephanie Bauer, the fantastic queen of for all things perspective and soaring places and drawing representing amazing spaces. And now I am talking to Darman, who is joining us from all the way
Surabaya.
Yeah.
Indonesia.
Surabaya, Indonesia.
Yeah.
Indonesia. So completely different part of the world. He's in the future for us. He's in tomorrow's morning. And Darman, how are you? Thanks for joining us.
I'm fine, Rita. I'm fine. I'm a bit nervous for this interview. My English is not so good, but okay, at least I try my best.
I love your work so much, and stay tuned, because at the very end of our little segment today, I will be showing you a live demo of how Darman draws and puts his watercolor layers. So don't miss that. It's still coming. But first, we're just going to hear from him directly. Darman, what is the workshop that you're teaching in New Zealand?
In this symposium, I will show how to do watercolor in sketching the fast way. Namely, I use under wash. The first wet on wet washes in sketches, which when we using it, I can finish a sketch in just coloring just 15 or 20 minutes.
Wow, that is so fast. So 15-20 minutes is the color part.
Yeah.
From start to finish.
Yeah.
And then how long? And then before you do the underwash and before you do your watercolor, what is your technique? What do you use?
Usually, I just do plain pencil sketches. Just an ordinary mechanical pencil.
Oh, also another mechanical pencil person.
Yeah.
Perfect.
0.9 to B pilots.
0.9. Okay. And you lay out the sort of the shapes. What are some of your favorite subjects? What do you like to draw when you go urban sketching?
Mostly, I'm interested in old buildings because I'm an architect myself. by with this, I'm an architect, and landmarks, small street or alley with special lightings, or dramatics view.
Can you show
And
us some of your sketches?
Here, one of my favorite sketches from Bali.
Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful.
Near our hotel, there are shrine there in the back of the hotel, and I can pick this shrine from the gate, because it is enclosed with the walls, and I pick from the holes, and I see this, and I sketch that.
Wow. Can you show us some more?
Okay. Another part of the temple, seen from the street, across the street. But I do more cooler blue than the previous one.
Yeah, it definitely feels, your drawings are so atmospheric because you stick with just one or two colors and they work so perfectly together.
This one from a little bit far away, to get the height. You can see the scale of the motorcycle here, and the temple. Therefore, I must take a distance to sketch this.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. They're so cool.
This is in our hotel, beside the pools. When my wife and child, daughter take swimming, I do this with the side of the pool.
So they were swimming in the pool and you were sketching it.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I love the openings in the roof and how they kind of let the light come in and work with water.
Yeah, the shadows, yeah.
Yeah. I want to look at that one closer. I love looking at your Instagram feed because you also explain how you mix colors and how you find colors that work together. So this is super interesting and helpful. And as far as your workshop in New Zealand, can you give us one little point or one little tip that you will show to your students?
First, as urban sketching, we should sketch on location, but I advise to that it's of us sketch regularly, whether we can or cannot doing it outside. Yeah. First, we draw a lot, using pencil, pen, or whatever. And second, when using, especially in using watercolors, use it with a lot of water. It is so obvious that watercolor need a lot of water.
Yes.
But you should use a good quality paper, so they can handle the water, and then strong enough. That's where the watercolor shines. The pigments will flow with the water. I will show it in my class in the workshop, next workshop.
It's fantastic. It's like magic, watching it come alive. And we have a special treat for everybody because as soon as we say goodbye to Darman, we'll show his process in a little demo video. So please stay tuned. I just, at this point, wanted to see if anybody had a question for Darman while he's still with us. And maybe you can show us a brush that you use, or the
most
magic brush. Look at that.
my sketching tools are
in the little case.
In this tote bag. Just in this tote bag.
It's adorable.
Yeah, this is the whole tools.
Quite a few.
But when you when Rita asks what is my favorite tools, here, this tool.
The pencil.
0.9 2B.
2B.
And mini Da Vinci Casaneo with dagger tip. Yeah, this is one of the most used I used. I can use it as for white stroke or very thin, but I don't with just this one brush.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and it's so small, and it packs a lot of different uses in it. I saw a question about your. Just 1 second. What colors do you use? This is a great question. What colors do you use to mix your darks? How do you get your darks?
I don't use blacks or neutrals. Tube of watercolor. I use complementary colors. Namely, when I use ultramarine, I will neutralize it with burnt sienna or quinacridone burnt orange.
That's a great tip.
Therefore, I don't dull my color with black. Blacks usually make our color dull, not so not bright and glowing.
Yes, so sketchers take notice. Complementary colors, something like burnt sienna with ultramarine blue, gives you really nice, really brilliant darks.
Usually, I show you my palettes. I never clean my palettes.
Yes.
I never clean my palettes. But you can see, you can see you can see there are lots of neutrals here, results of blue and browns and whatever it is going. There are neutrals here. It is blue and whatever brown here.
Whatever's kicked in, you just start from there. You don't start from scratch.
Is the black I use. This is the black I use. The complementary mix. Yeah.
Good to know. Well, hi Donald. I saw your comment about your favorite Portlandian. Thank you. We have time for one more question, and then we're going to watch the fantastic video. And if you ask in the next few seconds, we have the fantastic Maestro Darman from joining us. So I don't see any questions, but I see a lot of great people joining us. I recognize some names. So fantastic to see everybody. Well, they want to know your Instagram name. So follow.
Darman Sketcher. Darman Sketchers. My IG account is Darman Sketchers.
Darman Sketcher. Definitely follow him because there's a lot of great tips and all the work is just absolutely superb. Oh, here's the question. How long does it take you to finish your sketch, start to finish?
First, I do the pencil sketch in just 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
10 minutes, a pencil sketch. Then do the colors in 15 or to 20 minutes. To 20 minutes.
15.
After that, whether we want to more elaborate or just stop stop by the 20 after the coloring. It is adjusted according to the situations. In urban sketching, we are usually sketching in groups, so we should adjust our sketching coloring time to for going together for the next place.
Absolutely makes sense. So 15 minutes for pencil, 15 minutes for color, and then if you have more time, your family's still swimming, you can get those details in, but you have the essence of the drawing already done.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Darman.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. Most of my sketches are not exceeding from 75 minutes. It's average. It's only 40 or 45 minutes. I do my sketch.
Yeah, that makes sense. So it still is very gestural, very live, not overworked. Well, it's been fantastic to get to know you a little bit, and I can't wait to meet you in person in just 2.5 months. And here comes the demo. So thank you so much, Darman.
See you in
Ciao,
New Zealand.
ciao. See you in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Ciao. There you have it, everybody. You've earned your video. I am Rita Sabler, the Education Director, and I will see you hopefully next week for some more amazing tips and inspiration from our instructors as we continue our segment. Thank you all. Ciao, ciao.